Okay. Here we go again. Okay. This video will be private. It will be a video that will be meant for future reference. That being said, I'm about to pour the hell out of my heart. Pour my heart out to this community. Even though I'm not that big, I'm not YouTube famous at all. Quite frankly, I don't know that I plan to be. At all. Never. It's not something I'm quite that interested in. Really what this video is for my future self. And the family I plan to have, which is why this video will be so private. I don't know your guys' names yet. And I don't know who you are yet. But I plan to know. I plan to have a future that includes a family. That said, a few words of advice is what I have as the 20-year-old that I am. First off, don't do that. I can only imagine what it does to your neck. I'm still in that bad habit. Do as I say, not as I do. I have a girlfriend that I have no way of knowing if she's going to be my wife later on. I have no way of knowing that. I have no way of knowing if she will be your mother. But what I can say is that she is the love of my life. I promised her forever. And I have every intention on keeping that promise. That promise to be with her forever. I have every intention on that. Evelyn, I'm talking to you. To the future children I plan to have. Even as I am 20 years old, I still care about you guys. Even though I don't know you yet. That's something I've learned about myself, is that I am gonna care about people I don't know yet. To hell with it, you guys aren't even born yet. You haven't even entered this world, and I can already tell you that I love you. I can already tell you that. How? I don't know. But I know that I do. Right now, my dad, my stepfather has leukemia. I've known him ever since I was 4 years old. He's been my father ever since I was 4 years old. And I'm 20 now. That gives me about 16, 17 years with him. As the father he didn't have to be. He didn't have to be my stepdad. There's no contract before he married my mother that said he had to marry my mother. There was no contract. There was nothing he had to do that had to do with me or my older brother. Yet, he decided to be there. Not only for me, not only for my older brother, but for my 10-year-old little brother too. The sad part about it that I feel all too heavy about is that I acknowledge that my dad may not live to see my younger brother be 18 and grow up and make his first steps as an adult into this world. That, along with the fact that he's not going to know what it's like to be the grandfather of my children. And you guys won't get to know him either. Most of what I'm going to say in this video is going to be to my future self and my future children that I wholeheartedly plan to have. You know, that's a great big goal in my life, is to have a family. That's my end goal. Before I die, I want to have a family. You know? ...2017... Let's see. July 15th... 2017... at about 6:30 a.m. my stepfather ended up in a head-on collision. He was 73 at the time. Same stepfather. I still have to this day. He's lived through that. And the injuries he sustained were 16 broken ribs, 2 completely blown out collarbones, 4 fractured vertebrae, a punctured lung, and a brain bleed later. He didn't need to have surgery. I don't know about the YouTube community, but to me that's a God thing. And that's a thing to me that only God can do. That, along with all the other events, all the little stuff that happened within those big events, it just pointed straight to God. Like, there was no other explanation. It had to be an outside force that brought all these events that happened together, that made it work, that kept my family together. And it's what made my sister-in-law a Christian. She stood back and looked at every single sequence of events that happened during that time that I'm not going to delve too deep into. After all those sequences of events that happened, my sister-in-law came to Christ because of it. And that's really big in my family. That's a big thing. To come to Christ, to have a wife that is a Christian is a big thing in my family. It's a cause for celebration. But that doesn't mean, honeydew, darling, dearest, Evelyn, my love, that doesn't mean that we're looked down upon. Keep that in mind. My family loves us just as much as they love my older brother and sister-in-law. They really do. They care about us both. So that rant is out of the way. I have been on this earth for 20 years. Not that long. It's not even a third of the rest of my life, really. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I know I want kids. And I'm also thinking to myself, I also know that I want to be relatable to them. Which is the main reason why I'm making this video. Call me a fool, rag on me all you want, Mom, Dad. Don't care. I really don't care. This is real to me. This is something I feel like I need to do. Because not only part of this, but because it wasn't done for me. Which is why it's hard for me to relate to my family, to my parents, because they didn't see me go through the different transitions of life. Or no, I'm sorry, it was the other way around. I didn't see them go through their different transitions, their different trials, tribulations in life. And I feel bad, honestly, that I haven't recorded before I turned 20. That I never recorded before I turned 20. I feel bad about that. Because all those years that I had trials and tribulations from a 15-year-old to now, from a 10-year-old to now, all those things that I never thought to record about or had the ability to are just gone. They're in my past now, and all I can do is talk about it. I didn't get to share my emotions with the world or my future family as a teenager. And to me, that's special. That's kind of big. Unnecessary? Yeah. I can see that it's unnecessary. You can see most of the comments now. Oh my God, you're such a self-loathing piece of whatever. I'll grant that. I'll grant that it's unnecessary to do something like this, but I'll be damned if I'm not relatable to my family. My future family that I plan to have. So the next thing that I'm going through right now, that was after my dad's recovery of his head-on collision back in 2017. The next big wall that I'm still working on climbing is the fact that my dad has leukemia. Don't know if I said that already or not. Don't care. But my stepfather that I've known ever since I was 4 years old has leukemia. Yeah. Kinda rough. Kinda hard. And I'm sure a lot of people have had it a lot worse. They have. So I can't say much when I say, holy crap, this is a lot to take in. You're gonna have to pardon the French, because I'm 20 years old, and honestly, there's no excuse for a filthy mouth, is what I've heard. I am autistic. I have some high-functioning, quote-unquote, disabilities that my therapist and my group that I go to, all of us agree that instead of a disability, it's a different ability. And it's worth thinking about it that way. Especially for anyone with autism or schizophrenia or ADHD, stuff like that. It's better to me to look at it as a different ability instead of a disability. And that's just me. I don't know the rest of anyone else. It's whatever. So yeah, my dad has leukemia. My dad has been like the centerpiece of the trauma I've been going through as of late. My biological father isn't in the picture. Hasn't ever been in the picture since I was 10 years old. And actually, from what I can remember, he was a total screw-up. Is a total screw-up. And I refuse to be that person. I refuse to be like him as a father. Or a future father. Whatever you want to say about it. I refuse to be like that. Say that I'm not having fun, that I'm not taking risks, whatever, I don't care. I don't care. Everyone has their own right of speech, and I'm not going to take that away. But honestly, please have some sense in what you say. I know, I've been ranting for over 17 minutes now. 17 and a half minutes. I know, it's a boring video. And I'll show you the gorgeous view that my house has later. But, and then the other thing too is I live out in the middle of freaking nowhere, in between nowhere and hopeless. Which is funny because I live in Hope. Town of 80 people. Hope, Idaho. Most of you probably don't know what it is. Or where it is. No, I'm not going to give my address. That's the last thing on my list of what I'm going to do. Living out in the middle of nowhere is hard. Especially when you have a girlfriend who is the love of your life that lives in Ponderay, near Sandpoint. That's hard. That's really hard. But I'm making it work as best as I can. I have some friends that travel all the way from Heron, Montana, into Sandpoint, Idaho, just to work their job. And I have the father of that friend that works even further out from Sandpoint in Heron. Which, I salute you guys. Love that you guys are so exhaustingly working in such exhaustive measures. I can only imagine what that's like, waking up and leaving the house at whatever time you do. That's tough. That's harsh. And the great attitude you guys have, I, again, salute you guys for. I guess I better go for now, because I have a whole bunch of cleaning to do in the house, and I should be doing it.